Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It's great to be back again for another week of crafting. I have got a really beautiful card to make with you today, so I hope you will enjoy that. Before we get into everything, let me just pull up this live feed on my other devices so that I can keep up to date with all of your comments. So just bear with me and I'll get all of that ready here. Now, if you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here, and if it's your first time watching, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, so iPad is all good. Let's see if we can get this working over on the computer as well. And I hope that everything will play nice today. Let's see. Okay, good. All right, everything is set up. Fantastic. So great to be here today. As I said, if you are watching, feel free to leave me some comments, and I always like to reply to those. Chat along with me as we're crafting today. Feel free to craft along with me, or just sit back, relax, and watch and enjoy what I have to present with you for you today. If you're watching live, you're going to see the red live button up in the top left hand corner. If you don't see that, then you know that you're watching the replay. And if you're watching over on YouTube, then you will be watching the replay, because I will upload my video after I finished filming here. Now, one thing I forgot to do was to set my phone to do not disturb, so let me just do that now. I often forget to do that. So, all right, all good. So everything is on do not disturb, so great. I won't be able to receive any calls or messages or anything. Alrighty, now what was the other thing I was going to say? Yes, if you are watching over on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for coming over there and watching the replay. Feel free to leave comments there as well. I do go back and read those and reply to those, and I always love to hear from all of you. So yeah, so feel free to do that. And today I have got my Dearest Barnyard Owl with me today. My Dearest Barnyard Owl from Erstwhile Brooches. Or Erstwhile, well, they don't only have brooches. They have brooches and necklaces and earrings and other sorts of things. But I mainly collect brooches. I do have a few of their earrings, but I mainly collect their brooches. So yes, if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me about that as well. All right, so I thought that Dearest today was going to go well with the colors that we were using, and I ended up changing up some of the colors that we were using, but she still coordinates, so it's all good. Have you ever seen an owl like in real life, like in the wild or in your backyard or anything? She reminds me, a lot of my brooches have either memories attached to them for me, or I purchase them for sentimental reasons. Some I purchase because I just love them and they're really cute or really pretty, but other ones do have sentimental value. And we've had a couple of owls in our backyard on our clothesline, and I've always been fascinated with owls. And to just see them, the first time was at our old house, and I went to I think to go and check on the dogs or something. Our dogs at our old house were outside dogs, and I went and opened up the back door and went to walk down the stairs towards the clothesline, like into the backyard, and there was this big owl sitting on the top of the clothesline, and he just was looking at me, and he was absolutely beautiful. And we've had one here at this house as well, also on the clothesline, so there must be something about clotheslines that they like to perch on. And yeah, but they're really beautiful, really fascinating birds. I think they're just really magnificent. So that's what not that they were barnyard owls, but that's what my little owl reminds me of, my little owl brooch. Hey Julie, how are you? Great to have you with us today. All right, so before I forget, let me, so feel free to share with me what you did on the weekend, and I'll jump into some news in a minute. But on Saturday I had my Christmas in July card buffet class, and we had a beautiful afternoon of creating beautiful Christmas cards and fantastic conversation, a yummy afternoon tea, and yeah, we had a really lovely afternoon together. So if you want any information about my future classes, feel free to send me a message or an email. You can email me at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com or hello@mandywitherby.com. Either of those, I will get your emails, or you can just send me a message on Messenger. So here on my Facebook page, you can message me via my Facebook page, or if you are friends with me on Facebook, you can send me a private message as well. So yeah, if you've got any questions about my classes, I run different types of classes at different times of the year. And they're not all card buffets, but we have had quite a few card buffets this year, which has been great. Everyone's been enjoying those. And I have a selection of different projects that people can choose from to create. So yeah, and it was great to get some of those Christmas cards started already. I think this is the earliest I've started Christmas cards. So yes, I'm already ahead of the game, because usually we're still trying to pump out Christmas cards right at the last minute. So hopefully we'll be more organized this year. So that was really lovely. And then yesterday I just had a really chilled day, just really relaxed. I watched a movie, then I watched some of the Olympics with my daughter, and yeah, just had a really relaxing day. So it was really good. Had a bit of a sleep in. So what did you do on your weekend? Let me know. I'd love to hear about your weekend as well. All right, now let me just remind you as well that we only have a couple more days of bonus days left in the promotion. So it finishes on the 31st of July, which is Wednesday. It finishes on Wednesday. So when you shop during bonus days, for every $90 purchase, you'll receive a $9 voucher, that your coupon that you can redeem next month for product in the Stampin' Up store. So basically you're getting 10% as a freebie for a little shopping spree next month. So if you, so it's in increments of $90. So the more you spend, the more vouchers you'll earn. And there's no limit on the amount of vouchers you can redeem, that you can earn and redeem. So you get to redeem them in August. So definitely check that out if you had some products still on your wish list, or you need to stock up on your cardstock or your envelopes, adhesives, those sorts of things, like your staple products, then now's a great time. And if you're getting close to the $90, be sure to bump it up over the $90 so you get that coupon that you can redeem next month. So there you go. So $90 is the Australian amount. Of course, for every different market, every different country, it will be a different amount. So double check that in your country. And you can find that information in the Stampin' Up store, in the online store, or you can find out from your demonstrator. Okay, so that's all the news. In terms of classes for August, at this stage I won't be having any in-person classes because my son is getting married next month. So it's going to be a busy month getting ready for the wedding. There might be other things that I have in place of that, but we're just going to track that and take it as it comes, because yeah, August is going to be hectic. But I'll be back on board with classes from September. But yeah, so we'll see what other things I come up with for August. All right, now if you've got any questions or there's anything I can help you with, feel free to let me know. If you are looking for any of my contacts and things like that, or any of the things that I've got coming up, I'm going to pop the link in the comments for you so that you can navigate to any of those. So let me just pull those up, waiting for them to load, and they're not loading there. Hang on a sec, I'll just go over to my notes aren't loading on my computer. That's annoying. All right, let's see if I can get them on my iPad here. And I'll grab all because that's where my links are there, so that I've got easy reference. Here we go, here. Copy link. All right, let's see, and we'll pop that back in here in the comments. If I can get this back working. Comments, there we go. And Let me just put this in here. Bear with me one moment. We're getting there, we're getting there. Paste. Okay, there's always a workaround. So it's not working on the computer, but I got it working on the iPad, so all good. And now I've got to go back to that other window. There we go. All right, so yeah, so if you're looking for anything, any upcoming classes, my online store, if you'd like more information about joining my team, if you need a catalog, anything, you can find it all on that, on those links there. So just go through there, follow the path to find where you would like to go. Also to my blog, you'll also be able to get to my blog via there as well. But if you are looking for my blog, it's mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and I've got lots of creative content over there. And there's also some buttons along the top that you can navigate to different things as well. And make sure that you have a look as well under the more, because there's tutorials there for sale, tutorial bundles, all different technique classes for sale and things like that, so you can get to there. And then there's also creative content here and all of my classes and upcoming events here on my Stampin' Up website, so you can go there as well, mandywitherby.stampinup.net. So feel free to check those out. All right, the wedding, yes, it has come around quickly, hasn't it, Julie? Yes, it's less than 4 weeks away now. It was 4 weeks back on Saturday, so yes, very, very soon. And I put my shoes on today because I thought I've got to break in these shoes before the wedding because they're brand new shoes. And I put them on today, and I only had them on for about half an hour, and I'm like, oh, my toes hurt. So I've got to make sure that I keep wearing them and breaking them in a little bit before the wedding. Otherwise, I won't be able to feel my feet. So I was thinking I might take sneakers as well to put on at the reception or something if my feet get really sore. They're a similar color to my shoes, so the sneakers that I have, because I've got some colored ones. But yeah, anyway, very, very soon. All right, well, we might jump in. Feel free to chat with each other, chat with me as we're crafting. Craft along with me. Let me know if you're crafting along with me too. Now I've got my chai. No, not my chai. I didn't make chai. I've got my tea in my Stampin' Up tumbler, which these are available in the online store if you're looking for them. There's still a few of them in, I think 4 different colors at the moment. The other color already sold out. This one was the Starry Sky, I think it was. I love this one because you can really see the holographic effect in that one. Today I've got my last French Earl Grey tea. I finished my last tea bag with this cup, so I made a big one to savour it for as long as possible. So I have to buy some more next time I go out to where T2 is. But yes, and then later on I might have a chai as well. So have a little sip before we get started. Have you all got your cuppers? What are you all drinking this afternoon? I think Amber was making herself a hot chocolate when I was making my tea. All right, well, I think what we're going to do is we are going to tip the camera down to the desktop so that we can get started. So let me move my keyboard. Sorry, my voice probably trailed off then because I turned my head away. Move my keyboard. Julie said, a good tip, take some ballet flats, as you can buy some stick-on soles to put on the toes of your shoes. Oh, okay, so that they're not slippery. Ah, thanks, Julie. I might do that because I think my feet are going to get pretty sore. So yes, thank you for that. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. All right, well, let's cover up the camera so that I don't make you all dizzy, and we'll tip the camera down onto the desktop and we'll get started. Here we go. Bear with me one moment. Don't go anywhere because I'm coming back. All right, I'll do a little flippity flip. And here we go. Ah, now I just realised why my stand felt different today when I was adjusting it. Amber's been using my stand, and I just realised all of the it's been adjusted, but all of the clamps are on the opposite side. So that's why, I wonder if I can flip them. Oh, I can. That's why I was thinking, I just can't flip this last one. Yes, I was thinking it doesn't feel right or look right. But now I know why. Okay, all of the screws are on the opposite side. There we go. All right, hopefully we've got that. Whoop, no, that's wanting to fall. Oh, I think it's that one, is it? That one? I'll do that one up tightly. Not sure if that's going to stay today. Hopefully it will behave itself. All right, let's see. Oh, I feel like that is really low today. I think it's, yes, it is. Hang on 2 secs. Oh, it might be okay. Is it going to stay? As long as it stays put and it doesn't fall. I just realized one of the clamps is in the wrong position. So I'm not sure if that's going to stay put or not. We'll see how we go. Sorry, my desk is a bit grotty. I need to give it a clean. Actually, what I might do is I'll just lift this up a little bit so that it's not, I think that's at a better height. Otherwise, you won't be able to see everything. All right, bring this down a little bit and we'll see how close everything looks. I can always take it up a little bit further if I need to. All right, now any of the products that you see me using today are available in the online store, and you can find my online store via my blog or my Stampin' Up website, so you can get to it 2 ways. This is the current annual catalogue, and as Stampin' Up demonstrators, we the other day, a couple of days ago, we were able to see the new upcoming mini catalogue, which is very exciting. So it will be available to customers from, I think it's the 4th of September. But as demonstrators, we get to have access to it from next month. So that's really exciting. Yes, so that's one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator is we get access to the new catalogues and the new products early. So very, very exciting. But for the moment, we have the annual catalogue available. And this is my copy with all of my beautiful tabs to help me find things. And I've still got some wish list items up the top here as well. Now, if you would like one of these catalogues and you don't already have a demonstrator that you're working with, please let me know and I'd love to send one out to you free of charge. And yeah, I just love getting catalogues into people's hands. So today, Amber said, oh, I did tell you that I flipped things around on your stand and then you fixed it or not. Yes, I thought I had, Amber, but when I went to get it today, you changed it again. And then when I flipped it back down, I thought I had fixed it, but no, it's all around the wrong way. And I think it is falling. So I'm going to have to fix it again in a minute. Yeah, because one of the clamps is in the wrong spot and it's just not holding it. So I'll fix it in a sec. Oh, Julie said you can buy them from any chemist and they are clear. Oh, is that the sticky sole things that you put on your shoes? Oh, thanks, Julie. I'll have to look for those. Thank you very much. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to have to fix up this stand because it is falling, but I'm going to show you in a minute what we are going to be playing with. So let me just cover up the phone, the camera again. Covered up. All right, and I'm just going to adjust this, so bear with me one moment. It's this one, I think. Okay, I think that one needs to go. That one and this one. Yep, that needs to go that way. Sorry, everyone. Hang on a second. I'll be right back with you. Just get this tightened up. And then this one. Do that one up nice and tight. And then this one is on the front. So let's see if I can flip this over and flip my camera down the other way. Let's turn it around this way. See if that works. Okay. Now, I'll see, I don't know if my camera liked that, so let's see. I'll take the tape off. Oh, yes, good. I was thinking, oh, it was giving me alerts because I was flipping the camera all around and I thought, oh, it's not liking this. But there we go, we're back. So that's good. And I think now it's going to hold. Hopefully, hopefully. Done it all up really tight. Oh, squeaky. There we go. Okay, hopefully we are all good. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to be playing with today. We are going to be playing with the beautiful Thoughtful Journey suite from the annual catalogue. Let me just hold those pages up a little bit. They do tend to reflect the lights a little bit. So we've got some beautiful products in this suite. We've got the stamp set, the dies. You can purchase them together as a bundle or individually. Then we've got some specialty designer series paper, which is gorgeous, and I haven't used mine yet, so I'm using it for the first time today with you. We've got some embellishments, and then we've got the beautiful designer series paper. Now, I know that I have shown this to you before, this designer series paper, and I have used it on a few different projects, but I can't quite remember if I've used it on a Facebook Live before. So yeah, anyway, you can purchase all of those products individually, or if you want all of them, you can select all of them as a suite with just using this one code up here. Okay, you just use that one code and you'll get all of the products in this suite. But if you do like the stamps, definitely get the dies as well and purchase them with the bundle code. The bundle code is down here at the bottom of the page. I'm on pages 46 and 47. I know it's a little bit hard to see the page numbers, but definitely get the bundle price because you'll save yourself 10%, or otherwise get the whole suite if you love all of the suite. So, but yeah, you can pick and choose how you'd like to purchase the products. All right, beautiful sample projects here. This designer series paper is stunning. You basically only need the designer series paper and a sentiment and you can be done. So you can make beautiful, quick and easy cards with this suite, or you can step them up and make beautiful projects that are more complex and have more detail in them. So yeah. All right, so that's what we're using today. Let's have a look at this beautiful designer series paper. Now, I have only got 10 of the full designs and 2 little snippets of 2 of the other ones that I've used and chopped up. So you do get 48, I think it's 48 sheets. You get 48 sheets. So there's 12 designs and they're all double-sided, and then you get 4 sheets of each design. 4 double-sided sheets of each design. Actually, I'll show you one by one, but I don't have the full sheets of these ones because I've already used them. And you've got these beautiful watercolors on this paper, which are simply stunning. So I'll show you the fronts and the backs of each of the papers. Whoops. We've got lots of beautiful colors in here. I pulled out the ink pads of all of the colors today. So we've got Peach Pie, Calypso Coral, Cajun Craze, Petunia Pop, Blackberry Bliss, Boho Blue, Misty Moonlight, Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, Wild Wheat, and Mossy Meadow. So there's lots and lots of beautiful colors. So you can do lots of scenery cards. You can do, you can just use these as like backgrounds, beautiful backgrounds. You can do sunsets. Yeah, all different sorts of things. Some look like, there was one one sheet, I was going through them today with Amber, picking which one I was going to use, and pulled out this one, and we both said at the same time, oh, it looks like a lake. Well, I said pond, she said lake, but same thing. But yeah, doesn't that look like a lake with the trees sort of in the background, and you've got the sky with the sunset? Just so, so pretty. Yeah. So beautiful papers, aren't they? They're gorgeous. Oh yes, Julie, I agree. Julie said, I have to say Stampin' Up! Do such a beautiful job with creating the designer series paper. Yes, I have to agree there. Hey Rose, how are you? Great to have you with us. All right, so the one we're going to be using today, oh wait, I'll show you that in a minute. Let me show you the other products. So that one is the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 inch or 15.2 by 15.2 centimeter designer series paper with all those beautiful colors. Then we've got the gorgeous Specialty Designer Series paper. This is Thoughtful Designs Specialty Designer Series paper. And this one has got like an ombre effect, and then you've got some sort of silver foiling detail in the background, which is really pretty. So this would make beautiful scrapbooking pages. These are single-sided because they are specialties, so they are sort of a little bit, they feel a little bit debossed. They're kind of not, they're flat, but with the detail, the foil detail on them, like they've got a little bit of texture. So this is the purpley blue one, which is probably the one we're going to use today. Then we've got this one, which is the Calypso Coral Peach Pie going into the Cajun Craze. So Peach Pie, Calypso Coral, Cajun Craze going across the diagonal. And this one, we've got the greens in here. So we've got a bit of wild wheat going into the mossy meadow. Really beautiful, aren't they? How they, the colours with that ombre effect. I was going to say go from lighter to darker, but I was trying to work out the word to say for that. I was going to say variegated, but that's not the right word. And then this one, we've got the Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. Aren't they just stunning papers? Really, really beautiful. So we'll leave the purpley one on top because I think that's probably going to be the one that we use. Or well, we could maybe use that one. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that part. Then we've got the beautiful embellishments. These are the adhesive backed pearl trio. We're going to use some of these. Hey Dimity, how are you? Lovely to have you with us. So there we go. I actually haven't used these ones yet. I thought I had used some of them, but I haven't. So we've got beautiful colours there. We've got the purples, the bluey greens, and the reddy oranges. So really beautiful. We'll leave those out of the packet because we're going to use some of those. And then we've got the stamps and the dies. So let's look at the stamp set first. The stamp set has got beautiful foliage. So you've got some leafy images and some floral images. You've got a little splatter. I love a stamp set with a splatter. Splatters come in really handy for distressing on lots of different projects and backgrounds and things like that, filling out blank spaces and all sorts of things like that. And then we've got some really beautiful sentiments here as well. All of the images are shown at 100%, and these are the Cling red rubber stamps. You see I've got some extra bits in here. This is how I store my extra bits that I don't use on projects. I just pop them in a little the little medium clear envelopes, and I keep them inside the case. So there we go. This is a million sales achiever stamp set. So one of the Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that was a million sales achiever designed this one, and I think it should tell us here it was designed by Laurie Krause. So there you go. And then we've got beautiful dies that coordinate. I'll take them out of the pouch because we are going to be using those. Oh, and I've got a tip with one of them as well. Well, actually, it's probably you could use this tip with any of them, but All right, so with these ones, we've got the dies that will cut out each of the floral images that you see here. And then we've got all of these different ones. We've got different shaped leaves. There's a whole heap of different leaves there. We've got this big floral bouquet. This one is a separate one. This one is a separate one. There's another flower there. There's another leaf there. And these ones die cut. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think this little one die cuts. I think it's just the two taller ones that have the coordinating dies. This little one here doesn't die cut. But you have a coordinating die cut flower here that goes with those types of flowers. They look like they are a poppy, like a poppy flower. This is one that I used on, so this is one of the projects that we were doing at the card buffet on the weekend, and I had this leftover piece from one of the dies I was cutting for one of my participants that wasn't able to come. And I was thinking, I'm not going to throw that out because you can use this as like a stencil. So you can use your sponge daubers or your blending brushes and use that to create the flowers in the different colors on another piece of cardstock. So yeah, keep your negative pieces so that you can use them as stencils. So I'll pop that back into the packet so that I keep that for another project. Alrighty. Now, so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to recreate one of the cards that we had at Card Buffet, but it was a Christmas card and we're going to change it up and make it a non-Christmas card. And I'm going to change up the designer series paper, the background and the label, the tag label. I'll show you the card. This is one of the ones that we made at Card Buffet, or it was one of the options that they could choose at Card Buffet. So it's this one here. So this one we made into a Christmas card with a Christmas sentiment, but we're going to change it up today and we're going to use a different label. And yeah, we're going to make this all different colors. So it's going to look really different. So I'll go through that with you. So the piece of designer series paper I chose to use is this one here out of the paper pack. It's got the watercolor on the back. Well, both sides is watercolored, but it's got the Pool Party Lost Lagoon colors on the back. And this is on the front. And we're going to have a card base of Petunia Pop. So we're going to have a nice bright card today. I've already cut my card base. So this is half of an A4 sheet. Here in Australia, we work in metric measurements. So I always give my measurements in metric. For those of you who might be in America or Canada, just feel free to alter your measurements to suit your card bases. Okay, so this is just half of a full sheet, cut in half, and we're going to have a landscape card today. So I just might burnish that again with my bone folder. I did do it after I folded it, but now I've had it laying out flat, it wants to pop up. Still wants to pop up a little bit, but that'll help. All right. We're also going to have a piece of basic white just to break up the design and give it a little bit of a frame. I'm actually choosing whether or not to use basic white or Blackberry Bliss. So I have both and I hadn't yet decided which one I was going to use. So we're going to cut this piece down first and then we're going to go from there. All right, now I've got the measurements. Now let me see. I've got to convert my measurements because they were written for the Christmas card. So now I've got to make sure that I do the correct layers. Yep, okay, so we need, I'm going to cut it with you today. So I'll bring in my trimmer. So if you have this designer series paper and you want to make a version of this card, feel free to grab it out and craft along with me. All right, so this piece needs to be 9.6 centimeters high and 13.95 long. So let's go the 9.6 first. So I'll turn it on its side. And I know that I want all of this in the background. So I'm going to chop off the top part. So we're going to go 9.6. So that's one little line past the 9.5. chop that off. Okay, so now we've got this piece we can use for another project. And then we have to decide which side we want to chop off. We're going to chop it off at 13.95. I think I'll chop this side off. So 13.9, nearly to the 14. And I'll chop that bit off. And this piece we might be able to use on the insert. So keep that piece. Or we might be able to use it on another project. So that's our, that's going to be like our background piece. Now, if you were to put that straight on the base, on the petunia pot base, it looks beautiful. You could definitely do that if you wanted to do that. But I want to break it up a little bit with just a fine little border. So I was going to do white like on the original card. So let's just have a little look. It's a very small border. It's only about a 2 mil border. It might even be 1.5 actually. So let's see. So that would be lovely. That would create a nice little border. And because we've got the white in here too, and we're probably going to do our sentiment on white. So that would be nice. But let's have a look how it would also look with the Blackberry Bliss. Because I hadn't decided yet whether or not I wanted to have a dark frame or a light frame. Oh, that would look pretty too. So you could really go either which way, depending on the look that you want to achieve. So yeah, you know what? I think I might even go with that one. Let's go with that color. Make it sort of all those purpley tones. All right, so this layer needs to be 9.9 centimeters this way and 14.25 this way. 14.1, 2, 5 this way. Oh, hey Matthew, how are you? Great to have you with us. Haven't seen you for a while. Hey Glenda, how are you? Great to have you with us. There we go. So that creates our frame. And now that will go beautifully onto the petunia pop. There we go. Yep, so that'll create our frame beautifully. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is cut a piece of our specialty paper. Now we need to decide what portion we want to use, and I think probably this one is going to go better because this one's I think this one's a little bit too, oh, it would probably go. But let's just see, or that color. So now I've moved my layers, haven't I? Hang on, let me move my trimmer over for a minute. So if we've got our layers like so, and I could make my life easier for myself and actually adhere the DSP to that frame, that would be much easier. Oh, I've dinged the corner of my cardstock. That's okay, let's turn that over. All right, so we could use that. We could go with that color, or we could go with the darker, which is a bit more bluey tone. We've got the corners here with the lighter tone, and then this one is a little bit different again. So each of the corners is sort of a different tone. I kind of feel like that's a bit sort of dusty, a bit more of a dusty color, whereas this is more the petunia pop like the base. And then if we did this one, this is a bit brighter again. It looks a little bit more sort of, well, actually either of those would go. This is a bit deeper, this is a bit lighter. Can you see the difference? I don't know if the difference will come up on camera too much, but this is a little bit brighter and this is a bit deeper. I think we'll go with the deeper one because we've got the deep color here and then we've got the bright pop here. So we'll go with this because it's kind of in between. All right. Now this piece needs to be 2 centimeters by 9 centimeters. Now we want to use it that way. So I need 2 centimeters that way. and 9 centimeters the other way. So let's see if I take my blade down to the 9 centimeters. Wait, let me get that lined up first. 9 centimeters. And then I'll carefully put this back in at the 2 centimeters up here. Line that up. Okay, put that down. I'll press that blade into the paper and take it up that way. And that's not right. I've not done that right. No, I didn't do that right. I should have gone, wait, is that right? Oh, it's not 2 centimeters. It was supposed to be 2 inches, which is 5.5 centimeters. That's why I did that wrong. Okay, that's all right. What I'm going to do is I'll cut that. I might cut that all the way down. I read it as 2 centimeters, but it was written as 2 inches, which is 5.5 centimeters. Hang on a minute. Let's just fix this up. I'll take that the rest of the way down. Oh, that caught. All right. Hang on a minute. Now I've got to trim this up a bit because now I've just tried to cut a very thin piece and I've tore the DSP. All right, let's start again. Okay, not 2 centimeters, it's 5.5 centimeters because it's 2 inches or thereabouts. So 5 centimeters is closest to 2 inches. It's actually 5.05, or you can go 5.1, but that's near enough. And let's go to 9 again. That looks better. Okay, that's the right width. Sorry, everybody. And then we want to go to 9. So I've just flipped my paper over so that I've got this edge here at 9 centimeters. There we go. So just take out that little piece there. Yep, that's right. I was just checking on my original project. Yes. So there you go. So you can do 5, or you can, if you want to be exact, you can go 5.05, which is 2 inches. And I've probably just confused you all. Just cut it at 5 centimeters. 5 by 9. Okay. Okay, so that's that piece. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to cut some of the die cut elements. So we're going to, oops. Oh, you know what else we need actually? We need a strip for along the bottom. So let's see, we're going to have it like this and like this. And then we need a strip along the bottom. So I'm wondering, that DSP that we used, what was on the other side of that? Oh, we could use that as a strip along the bottom, or we can use a piece of silver cardstock because this has got silver in it. So we could incorporate a bit of silver, or we could just use the designer series paper for a strip along there. I might get some silver. In fact, I have some scraps of silver, and I was thinking I have got a strip, but it's actually a little bit narrower. I guess it wouldn't really matter, would it? Let's see how much narrower it is than that one. Oh, only a smidge. I could probably get away with using that one. Save me cutting some more. It's the right length. I might just use that piece. That's in my scraps. There you go. There's a way to use up your scraps. So it's just a little bit narrower than the original design, but that's okay. The original one was 1 centimeter, and this is just under 1 centimeter. Let's see what this one is. Oh, only just. It's about 0.8 It's about 8 millimeters. So, yep, so I'm just going to use that piece, save cutting up more. Okay, so that's that layer. And now we're going to do some stamping and die cutting. So let's do our stamping first, and then we'll do all of our die cutting together. That's probably the better thing to do. It's what I usually do, isn't it? Hey Vicky, how are you? Oh, it's freezing there in the snowy mountains. Is it? Have you got snow? How's the snow going down there? I heard that they've had a lot of snow down at the ski fields, which is great for those. Oh, we need a bigger block. Which is great for those that ski. I used to ski until my back got so bad that I couldn't ski anymore. This is the E block. So we'll pop that one on there, and we need our sentiment, and I'm going to use Thinking of You Fondly or Dearest Friend. I think I had decided on using Dearest Friend. And I was also going to use this little one on my tag as well. Okay, so I'll get some blocks for these ones. And I'll get a block for this one. I've lost everybody over on my, well, I've lost the video. I can still see comments though over on the computer. Have I missed anything else? Let me just scroll back up. No, I think I've said hello to everybody. Vicky said we only have a light dusting overnight. The ski fields have had a lot of snow. Yeah, that's good, isn't it, for the ski fields? All right, now we need our label. So we're going to stamp on a piece of white for our label. Let me just cut a little bit of this. I'll cut some of this down. So just cut this in half, and then my label that I'm going to use, I'm using a different set of dies for the label. I'm actually using the Greetings of the Season dies from the new online exclusives. I have been using this one a lot. Like, it's part of one of the new suites, but I've been using it a lot for other projects as well. So I think I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to do some additional stamping with that. But yeah, look at all these great dies, all these different labels. I was choosing that one or this one. I might stamp it twice and then decide. Okay, and then for our flourishes, so we're going to have one die cut in white, and then this one, I needed to decide what colour to do this one in. I might even do that in the deeper colour. I might do that in the... Oh, if I'm going to stamp it on, I won't see it, will I? I won't see it if I stamp it on that colour. It'll be too dark. Yeah, it might be a bit too dark. I might do it on the petunia. I wonder what it would look like on the petunia. Might try that. We'll see. I'll just cut this piece in half as well. Oop. There we go. Hey Helen, how are you? Great to have you with us today. All right, so let's grab out. I might do some Blackberry Bliss on the petunia pop, and the sentiment I might do in petunia pop. There we go. So we'll try that, see how that looks. As I said, I'm changing up the original design with the colors. So sometimes it's like, oh, which color is going to work for that part. Now you might notice, because this stamp is a large stamp and it's larger than the ink pad, I'm taking the ink pad to the stamp this time, and I'm just tapping. I'm not pushing the stamp down, the ink pad down into the stamp, because we don't want to get extra ink pushed down into the stamp, because then it can cause a smudgy mark when you are stamping your image. Sorry, I just realized I'm stamping off camera because my camera has sunken, so let me just adjust that. It is sinking today. It's really not happy. It doesn't like it when we fiddle with it. There we go. Beautiful. Hang on, let me just straighten that up. Yes, it doesn't like this. The stand doesn't like it when we play around with it. It gets very unhappy. All right, so I'll stamp off that excess ink, and I'm going to clean this one straight away because it's a very dark pigment ink, and I want to eliminate staining on my stamp. Oops, still got a bit on there. Push that down nice and firmly. There we go. That's clean now. Alrighty. Now for the label, we'll die cut this one in a moment. I might trim that down a bit first so that I don't mark the other part of the cardstock, so then I can use it for something else. Now for the label, I was going to stamp the sentiment, so I'll stamp that first, and I might stamp it twice. Here, I'll go this way in the Petunia Pop. Has anybody else got this this suite? So I'm just working out where I'm going to stamp this. Beautiful. Okay, so that'll be there, and then I'll leave a little bit of room, and I'll do another one down here. There we go. So let those dry for a moment, and we'll clean this. Better close the ink pad, or I'm going to stick my hand in that. I did want to come in with a little bit, oh, actually, yeah, no, that's okay. I was going to maybe stamp some of these little flowers at the bottom of this label if I do this one, because there's going to be a bit of extra space, but I'll probably stamp them off, and I think I'll, not that one, I'll die cut my label first, and then we'll see how that looks before I stamp the additional flowers, but I'll leave them there ready to go. All right, so let's bring in our die cutting machine, and I think I'll grab out my mini. I had my large machine on the desk beside me, but I think I'll grab my mini. I'll just trim this down first so that I don't waste any excess cardstock, because some of my plates are a bit cut up, and they do tend to mark the extra cardstock. So we'll just preserve that so that we have that for some other projects. Okay, let me grab my mini. There we go. All right, so we've got our base plate number 1, our cutting plate number 2, and then we'll put our cardstock down and our dies. We'll grab our coordinating die, so it's this one here. We're also going to use this one here. We're going to die cut some flowers. Okay. So we'll do that one in a moment. We'll just do this one first. And I've got some washi tape here today, so I'll grab that. I want to make sure that my die doesn't move on my image when I'm cutting it. So just get this all lined up. Whoop, whoop. Keep keep getting it in the right spot and then I move it again. There, hopefully that's it. Okay. Put our clear plate number 2 over the top. I've got my plates staggered a little bit so that they feed through the machine a bit better. Oh, you've got this sweet Glenda. Fantastic. It's beautiful, isn't it? I think you and I have got similar tastes, haven't we, Glenda? We tend to radiate towards a lot of the same products a lot of the time, I think, which is really lovely. Because often when I've created projects, you have the products. So there's that one. All right. I think we both love the florals. There we go. Now this one's got some extra little bits of cardstock stuck in there. I'm going to take them out later. So I'm just going to pop that in my little, I've got a little magnetic dish. So I'm just going to pop it in my little magnetic dish for the moment. Yes, we do, Glenda. Yeah, that's lovely. All right. Now with this one, I'm going to use this off-cut piece that I had, and I'm going to cut these little flowers just out of the basic white. So Vicky, are you braving the weather down there, or are you mostly staying indoors? There you go. So there's another one of those little template pieces now, little stencil piece. So save that, because you can use that with your blending brushes and your daubers to create a little, actually we might have, we'll see if we get time to have a little play with that at the end. We may or may not, depending on how long this card ends up taking. So just pop the little, put your paper piercing tool through those little release holes in the back, because this is quite a detailed die, so it likes to try and stick in the die with this one. There we go. And then just release it really carefully. There we go. Oh, lucky you work indoors, Vicky. Oh, that's good. That's good, so you can stay nice and warm in the heating. There we go. So isn't that beautiful? Really delicate little flowers. And if you want to, you can color those with your, you can obviously die cut them in a color, but if you want the flowers a different color to the stems, you can use your coloring tools, your Stampin' Blend, Stampin' Write markers, or your sponge daubers to color those up if you want to. I'm just leaving them white today. Okay, we'll pop that one over there, and now we'll do our sentiments. Now let's see, am I going to fit that? Oh yes, it'll just fit. Now for this one, I want to have that up towards the top, because I've got an idea of stamping the flowers down the bottom. So let me just see if I can get this lined up using my eye without grid paper. It may or may not be straight. I think that's okay. So I'll tape that one in place. And then this one, I'm going to try it with the oval. Is it going to fit? Ooh, that's going to be close. It's going to be close because we've got the hole there on the, die cuts the hole for ribbon or twine on this one. So we'll see how we go. Might end up using that bigger one. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put that one at an angle, did I? It's going to pop. Oh, there we go. It's not too bad. Because what do I always say about, I always tell everybody else, and I just did the opposite of what I always say. When you have a die with a straight edge, put it at a bit of an angle. But because of how I had stamped it, I couldn't really do that this time. Okay, so that's okay. That's all right. And we just got the D, so that's good. We didn't, I was worried I was going to punch that out by mistake. Or die cut that out, I should say. Alrighty. Keep all that washi tape because we'll use that again. Maximum temperature today was 6 degrees, Vicky. Oh my goodness, that is cold. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Definitely a day to be indoors. Okay. Now, ribbon. Oh, I didn't grab the ribbon. That's okay. I've got ribbon over there. All right, well, we might start to put together some of these layers. Oh, I was going to do the extra stamping on here. Let's do that first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll use Petunia Pop, but I'm going to stamp off so that it's light. And I might just test. Oh, we might do 2 stamp off. So I'll use it 3rd generation. So 1, 2. Hang on, I better get it straight. 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we've just got that light. See how you can make one ink pad look several different colors or different tones of the same color? Isn't that cool? I mean, you could even do it on this one too if you wanted to. So I'm going to decide which label I will use afterwards, once we put all the other bits together. Okay, that's not quite clean. Let's give that another go. Got to give them a bit of extra cleaning when you're using those dark pigments of ink, because yes, they're very deep in color, so they like to stick on. Okay, so let's start putting together some of these layers. I've got my multi-purpose liquid glue. Hang on, I need a sip of my tea. Good. Okay, so I'm first of all going to put my DSP onto the frame layer. So let's do that first. Give that a nice little framing. Oops. When I was deciding which colors to use for this card, I nearly went with the warm tones and was thinking, oh, I'd do the warm tones, and then I thought, no, let's do bright colors today. I feel like we need some bright colors. Don't know that I got that terribly straight, but anyway, that's okay. All right, and then we'll adhere this onto, whoops, the card base. Oh, this keeps slipping around everywhere on me. There we go. So what's everyone got planned for the week? Got anything exciting happening this week? Boop, 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 boop. I've got to go shopping for some jewellery for, just some costume jewellery for my son's wedding to go match with my dress. So I'm not sure what I'm going to find. I hope I find something. So I'm not sure what's going to match with my dress. All right, so then this piece is going to go here. So we'll put a bit of glue on there. So I think this week I have to make time to go and do that, or maybe next week. I need to make some time somewhere in my busy week to go and do that. There we go. And then our silver strip is going to go over the top of that. Whee! And that's just going to go from here-ish. Here-ish across there like that, just to break up the scene a little bit. You don't need to add that if you don't want to. You could just leave it without that layer. All right, now these two pieces, oh, this one actually needs Wink of Stella on it, but I might add that afterwards. These two are going to get layered together like this. And they're going to go over here somewhere, but then we need to add our label. So, and they need to be just over the edge of the label. So we've got our Dearest Friend label, which also needs to go over. So the label I used on my other card was a large label because it was a larger stamped image. But this one, I kind of feel like that looks, I don't know. Let's get some ribbon. I'll get some ribbon and we'll see how it looks with the ribbon. And I'll decide on the placement of the tag, because I feel like we need to have something over this. So we could go that way, like that. Or we could have this over here. Yeah, I think that one's not going to work. I think it's going to be this one, slightly larger. Have that like that. And let's grab some ribbon. Now, I've got the 3 different ribbons here. This is the ribbon that I used on the original card, but I had a bigger tag, so I'm not sure if this one is going to look any good with this. So let's give it a go and see. I've got some other choices of ribbon if this one doesn't work. So we'll see how we go. Oh, I've got glue on my nail and the ribbon keeps on sticking to my fingernail. There we go. How do you all go with tying your bows? Have you all mastered the bow tying? I know so many people struggle with their bow tying, and I actually learnt to create bows. And look, some days it doesn't go well for me either, but I learnt to make them. One was a wedding I attended, and I went to the wedding rehearsal and we were putting the bows on the pews, and it was the one of the ladies that was doing the bows on the pews for the wedding showed me actually how to tie bows to make them sit nicely. Most of the time it works, but here I am talking about it, and of course, and I'm filming, so of course they're playing up. It's always the way, but it's okay. There we go. All right, and then this one, go down here, but I want to cover up the, but then that's going to cover up the Dearest Friend. Okay, so maybe I do need to go with a slightly larger label. Right, well, we have this one, which is larger. Maybe that one would be a better one. Let's try it with this one. This one might be a better one. I think we're going to lose it with that. I like that ribbon. I would like to use that ribbon on the card. Just trim that. Just trim those ends on the ribbon. Might need to trim them up a little bit once we get the label, but we'll leave them at that for the moment. So yeah, ribbons. How do you all go with tying your ribbons? Do you have do you tie them easily? Do you struggle? Do you use a bow maker? Because there's some fantastic bow makers out there too. I do actually have a bow maker, but I forget to use it. I forget to get it out to use it. Okay, and the other thing is too, I think I'm going to change up the colour. I think I'm going to go with the Blackberry Bliss for the sentiment. Where's my white cardstock? All right. I'll just cut this piece in half. Here we go. Let's try this. Try this one. I'll leave that ink pad out. Clean this. Okay. Something I was going to ask all of you as well, all of my lovely viewers, if there are any techniques or anything like that that you, or products that you would like to see me demonstrate. I mean, I don't have all of the products, but if there's something that I do have that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments, or if there's a technique you would like me to demonstrate, please let me know in the comments, because I always like to keep you all happy, of course, but also my demonstrations are for you. So I like to know what you like to see and what you would like to learn, so that I can accommodate you and show you how to do different things. So please let me know if there's anything that you would like to see. You can leave me a comment here, or you can send me a message. But yeah, I would love if you would do that, because sometimes too, like, I rack my brains thinking, what am I going to do this week? What am I going to do? Or what products am I going to use? Because I want to do things that you want to see as well. I mean, obviously I use products that I love. That's why I have them, because I love them. But yeah, so feel free to share with me. All right. Really need to change these plates over, I think. They are getting very, very chopped up. All right, now let's stamp some of those little... I might stamp the flowers still in the petunia pop. So we've got the dearest, the dark dearest friend, and then the light flowers. We might just stamp them down here. Oh, tap, tap, stamp, stamp. There we go. Beautiful. And then we can add some bling as well if we need to fill it out. But I think the ribbon will fill it out a little bit too. Okay, now let's have a look at how this card is going to go with this label. I think this one will fill it out a little bit more. A bit of adhesive on there. And then that way we can put that there. These here. That there. Them at a little bit of an angle, but I've got to watch that they don't go over the edge there. That there, and then our ribbon can still go on there, and then we can trim that down. Yes, okay, we're getting somewhere now. Good. All right, let's adhere our sentiment, and we're going to pop that up. Oh, Rose said, maybe could you do a card using the Stamp and Write markers? You have 2 or 3 sets and you've never used them, Rose. Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry, just taking a sip of my tea. Yes, Stamp and Write markers. I've got lots of techniques using Stamp and Write markers. I certainly can do some techniques with those. Writing down a note now. So that I remember. Yep, cool. When I had, a couple of years ago, I was running a technique club, which went for a couple of years. We did lots of techniques over a couple of years. And I did a whole technique class on Stamp and Write markers. So I can pull that back out and yeah, what's the word? Revitalize some of those techniques. Because I have to say, I probably don't use Stamp and Write markers much myself these days. I tend to use the Stamp and Blends. But some of those techniques with the Stamp and Write markers are great techniques to use. I just don't think to do them. So be good for me as well, Rose. So thank you for requesting that one. Be good for me to get them back out and use them again. Okay, so we'll pop this down here. Around about, where did I have it? Around about there. I think about there will be good. There we go. I'm going to get a glue dot for my ribbon and we'll pop that on the tag to cover up that hole there, because I'm not going to thread it through the hole. Oops. My little mini glue dots, they are the best thing for ribbons. I'm just going to pop that on the back there. I've just rolled that a little bit because it's a little bit bigger than the center part of the bow. So I just rolled that glue dot. I'm going to pop that there. It's going to be a sideways bow. I don't often do sideways bows, but this card does have a sideways bow. There we go. We'll trim up those little tails a little bit. They are a little bit too long. Whoops, didn't get a very good angle on that one, did I? Nobody's owning up about their bows. Are you all not owning up to how you go with your bow tying? There we go. Okay, and then this is looking really pretty. You know what? You could even just leave the card like that. How pretty is that? Like with a bit of bling, of course. We always love our bling. But you could leave it like that. You wouldn't even necessarily need the added greenery. But I'm going to add it anyway. Now, do I want to add it there or do I want to tuck it under? I've got dimensionals under there, so I can't get it too far under. So I might have to put it over the top. Yeah, and we might have to pop that up on some dimensionals because this level is up on dimensionals. So we'll put some dimensionals on this side. We'll use our little minis. If you don't have minis, you can cut down your larger dimensionals. Oops. So we're going to put the dimensionals where the design is a bit thicker so that we don't see the dimensionals from the front. There we go. And these little off-cut bits, you can stick those under those finer parts of the leaves to secure them so that we don't have any wobbly bits. And then let's see where these other parts are going to sit. So the parts that are sitting on the tag, we're going to adhere them flat. And then these other parts, they're all going to have dimensionals. So from there up is going to be dimensionals. So did you see how I did that? I just laid it on my card to see where it was going to be situated so that I could work out where to put my dimensionals. Now, if you find you need little tiny pieces, use your edges. Just cut little strips along your edge pieces and use those as fine little strips for those smaller sections. Such as, see now I've got a really skinny little piece, such as your leaves like this. I'm going to pop one out on that leaf there. There we go. We might fit another one under here. And I think, let's just check. Whoops, if I can pick it up. So I turn that over that way. Then I just lay it on there and I just tap it to feel if it feels secure. And I think that's pretty good. I can actually see a bit of dimensional just there. So I'm going to carefully remove that one and just put a smaller piece there. Just get one of these little off-cut bits. Oh, he's got a little bit of a sticky outy bit actually. Let's cut that off so that that doesn't poke out anywhere where we don't want it. There we go. Where did I have that one? Here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we'll remove all of those backings off our dimensionals. Oh, that one didn't stick. Why did that one not stick? Oh, okay, hang on a minute. I need another one for there. Let's try again. There we go. Don't know what happened with that one. All good. All right, so get the backings off. I like drawing lines on the backs of my dimensionals when they're still on the sheet. You probably noticed that. It makes it easier to see when you've removed the backings or not. All right, there we go. And let's pop that down here. We don't want to block the word friend. Oh, I was going to put a bit of glue on these parts that are going to be touching the label, just to hold them in place so that they don't get caught or lift or anything. So we'll just put some glue on those parts there. Oop. There we go, and we'll just try and straddle that word friend, but I don't want this piece to go out over the edge either. So there we go. Look, we can just get in around that word friend. Good. Probably could have had the label over a little bit further, but that's okay. All right, and now this piece is going to just be adhered with glue. Helen says, I'm usually no good at tying bows. If I'm at card making and struggling, I get the lady taking the class to do them for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it can be. Oh, I need my glasses for this bit. It can be tricky tying your bows. And particularly depending on the type of ribbon that you're using, some ribbons can be really tricky, especially if they're a really slippery sort of, like a slippery finish on the bows. But maybe I'll show you a little bit more slowly how I tie mine. Are you left-handed or right-handed, Helen? Because that could make a difference too. Some people that are left-handed, I know, struggle a bit with tying of bows as well. And if you are left-handed, then you would probably tie them differently to how I tie them anyway. Now I'm just using tiny little dabs of glue on the backs of these flowers and on parts of the stems. There we go. Or you can use a glue dabbing technique with a craft sponge as well, instead of doing it like this if you want to. There we go. This is just a little bit fiddly. And you can use tweezers for this as well if you would like to. All right, I'm just going to offset this a little bit. Like that. There we go. Now that little bit that's sitting up there, he's sort of sitting there on his own. Let's see if I can get him to attach. Oh, yep. I was thinking I might need to add a little piece of dimensional just under that one there. See if I can slip a little piece of dimensional under there just to support that flower so it doesn't get caught or lift. Get one of these little tiny pieces and I'll snip it in half and we'll make a little tiny one. I'll see if I can just slip it underneath. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get this under that petal. That little flower there. There we go. That'll sit better now. Good. Will it or won't it? Actually, it's sitting at a bit of an angle. Oh, because I've got it partly on the leaf and partly off the leaf. I was thinking, why isn't that sitting properly? There, that's better. There we go. Good. All right, now what we're going to do, oh, you're right-handed. Right-handed, so no excuse, says Helen. Ah, your knots are known to not be good as well. Ah. Oh, maybe you just need a bit of extra practice, Helen. But I'll show you in a minute how I do mine. All right, I'm just going to use a little bit of Wink of Stella on those flowers. But we are getting there. So I'm going to use just a little bit of Wink of Stella. I'll put some on the stems as well. Now, I know you probably won't see it on camera. Wink of Stella doesn't really show up terribly well on camera, but it does make a difference in person because it makes it all glittery and pretty. So it just adds a little bit of extra, you know, bling to your project. And I don't think you can ever have too much bling. I love bling on all of my projects. Ribbon and bling, you all know I love my ribbon and bling. So we'll just add this on here, and then we'll add our actual bling, our embellishments, and then our card will be done. There we go. Okay, so that's all blinged up. And now let's add some embellishments. I think we're definitely going to need to use the purple ones. These are, in case you missed it before, these are the adhesive backed pearl trio. They're part of the Thoughtful Wishes suite. Come on, little one, there you go. Now let's see, where do we want to, I think I definitely need to have one up here. Blends in a little bit up there, but I think we definitely needed one up there. You can add some here onto your label if you want. I'm just a bit hesitant because I don't want to make that any higher than what it is because of postage. So I just might put should I put one there on the silver, do you think? I think it might stand out better on the silver, mightn't it, rather than on the... There we go. They're beautiful, those pearls. They're so pretty. There we go. So let's have a look at the two cards. Oh, thank you, Glenda. So this is the original one, which was the Christmas card. And this is the non-Christmas version that we created today. So see how you can use the same design and just change it up a little bit to make it different, make a different design. So there we go. And we use that beautiful designer series paper and the specialty paper. We've actually used every element from the, we haven't used all the stamps and all of the dies, but we've used the stamps, the dies, the paper, the specialty paper, and the bling on this card. So there you go. So I hope you liked that one. Now, before you go, let me show you, Helen, how I tie my ribbon. I'll see if this helps you at all. So you're right-handed, the same as me. I take my ribbon and I work out kind of roughly, if my ends are a little bit long, my tails are a little bit long, I don't worry too much about that. But I gather my ribbon together like that. So I wrap it around my fingers to begin with, and then I just gather it like that. So I've got the loop there. I always tie it off the spool. So you've got the spool part in your left hand, you're holding the bow loop in your right hand. I take the part that's attached to the spool and I wrap it around the back, and then I slip it in through, so it creates that loop there around the back. Then I slip it in through that loop there at the back. Might be a bit hard to see with this ribbon because it's an organza ribbon. And then I push it through with my thumb and then just pull like that. Now, as you do that, you've got to be careful if it twists. Now, this one just twisted then, so I'm going to make sure that I untwist that at the back there. See how that twisted over that time? Untwist it. Oops, it's going to make a liar of me now. Look at that. It's going to... hang on a minute. It twists the wrong way. Twist it over that way. It's wanting to twist. There we go. Okay, so pull those tails down and then pull and then just adjust gently as you go, and you get a nice, and you might have to like pull your bows. If your bows start to tip up a little bit, like if you like them like that, that's great, but see how they're sort of tipping up? If you want them more sort of straight out to the side, just pull out towards the side like that, which flattens them out a bit, and then just keep pulling in your tails. Pull on your tails to adjust your loops, and just keep working them until you get them sitting how you like. There you go. And then you can snip it off the spool. But yeah, different ribbons will behave differently, and the thicker the ribbon is, often the harder it can be, or sometimes really, really fine ribbon can be hard too. So there you go. So there's a pretty little bow, and then you just snip it off and then just do your little ends. I always do them, I do them at an angle so that it's shorter on the inside and longer on the outside. Some people do them the opposite direction, but I like to do them that way. So they're shorter on the inside and longer on the outside. that helpful? Hopefully. Maybe you can watch it on the replay a few times, Helen, and see if that helped. Hopefully that helps some other people too. And I just realised I don't have much of this ribbon left, actually. I love this ribbon. You can see how much I love it because I don't have much left. So there you go. Oh, hi, Martha. How are you? We are just finishing up. You'll have to go back and watch the replay and see how I created this beautiful card. This is a take on one of the Christmas cards that we made in Card Buffet on Saturday. In my Christmas card buffet. Now I haven't done my insert yet. I will do that later, and I'll probably use one of the offcuts of the designer series paper to put a little strip of the designer series paper on the insert. Helen says, you make that look so easy, Mandy. A pity I don't have some ribbon with me to practice while I was watching. Never mind. You can always go back and watch the replay, Helen. So just fast forward through to this end part. And then, yeah, and let me know how you go. I'd love to know how you go. Hi, Jody, how are you? We have just created this beautiful card today using the Thoughtful Wishes suite. I'll show everyone again. Oops. I'll show everyone again the suite that we used today. But you can go back. I showed everything at the beginning, all of the products as well. But this is it, the Thoughtful Journey suite. And yeah, it's a really, really beautiful suite from the annual catalogue. And this is the card that we made today. So I hope you all really enjoyed that. If you missed seeing how I put this together, feel free to watch the replay. And yeah, and I hope that you really enjoy that. But I'm going to tip the camera back up now face to face so that I can say goodbye to you all. Oh, you're going to watch the replay, Martha? Fantastic. That's great. All right, bear with me one moment. I'm just going to cover up the camera so I don't make you all dizzy while I flip it back up. Here we go. Bear with me one moment while I just adjust everything for you. It's a bit of a, what do you call it? Bit of a transition to get everything all honky-dory. There we go. Let's flip those screens and we're back. Yay. There we go. So I'll show you the card up close. Oh, we're a bit wonky, aren't we? Let's straighten that back up. There we go. So there's the card. So there it is up really close. So it turned out really well. I love those colors, those beautiful, and look, we've got all that shimmer on the designer series paper, and we've got shimmer on the flowers as well, the white flowers, but you probably can't see that on camera, but we've got the Wink of Stella, we've got some silver in there, and the pearls are shimmery, just so pretty. Love the colors too. And this was the original one that my ladies made on Saturday in the card buffet. So that's the two different ones. So there you go. I hope you really enjoyed that. I had fun making that one. So feel free to case my card. Do you know what case means? C-A-S-E. Copy and selectively edit, or copy and share everything. So you can change it up, use the products that you have in your stash and create this card. And if you don't have these labels that I used today, which were the, I always forget the name, there's so many products now. The Greetings of the Season dies. There's those ones, and then that one that I've got to put back on as well. If you don't have those ones, you might have other label dies, or if you don't have label dies, you could just use a rectangle. Just simply cut a rectangle for your sentiment, and you could pop that down there. It would go fine because you've got all those other rectangles on there, so it would look great. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you do create this card, I would love to see it. So feel free to share it with me, either via Messenger, or you can email me at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com, or hello@mandywitherby. Hello. What is it? hello.mandywitherby.com. That's it. That's the other one. I don't use that one as much, as you can probably tell, except for my newsletters. That's the other thing too. If you haven't yet subscribed to my newsletters, feel free to subscribe to my newsletters so that you can stay up to date if you go to my blog, you can click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my newsletter. And every week I send out a newsletter. I did miss last week actually, so I've got to catch up with last week's one. But I keep you up to date with what's happening, all the latest promotions. I put creative content in there as well. I've been sharing some of my team cards as well. My team have been creating some beautiful cards, and I've been sharing some of them as well. And I'll continue doing that. So yeah, so feel free to subscribe to my newsletter. And if there's anything else that I can help you with, please feel free to let me know. Get in contact with me, send me a message or an email, and I would love to help you. Oh yes, definitely, Jody. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely go back and watch the replay, and I hope that you enjoy this card. So have a great week, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you all fit some crafting this week. So have a great week and happy crafting. See you soon. Bye.